Cheers everyone, back again with another one. And in this one, we've got a Scottish beer sent to me by my great mate Matthew Barker. Thank you, kind sir, for sending me this. I've had it a while. Finally getting around to reviewing some beers from you. We have got a retro India Pale Ale. It's from Drygate and it's the Canada Gladeye. Super smashing, great. Clocking in at 5.2% ABV. There's a bit of a blurb. I'd like to know why they call this a retro India Pale Ale. It says, dig out your mixtapes and dust off your SNES. I think that's a game console, isn't it? SNES, I think it is. And settle in with our very own cultural throwback, Gladeye IPA. This pithy, dry, aggressively bitter India Pale Ale is inspired by classic American craft beers of the 70s and 80s. Unfussy, unapologetic Gladeye isn't brewed to be poured over or picked apart. Instead, give your attention to the boss. I think that's Bruce Springsteen. Travis Bickle, I don't know who that is. Dale Cooper or Donkey Kong. And I remember Donkey Kong. I remember Donkey Kong used to get a handheld console of that. Well, handheld game thing in the 80s, Donkey Kong. It was available in the Old Man's Cage catalogue. I remember that. And the underwear pages. When you... Anyway, I'm going on. Whatever the cool people are into these days, I don't think people are into anything these days. All they seem to be doing is getting silly tattoos and trying to look bloody... trying to look kind of like perfect. Botox their lips and do their tits and... You know, everything seems all a bit fake now, doesn't it, boys and girls? Everybody seems to feel as though they're kind of insecure. They've got to make themselves look perfect. Fuck all that bullshit. Anyway, this stripped back golden IPA needs nothing more than an affectionate glance before it rewards with resinous pine and old school bitterness. So this started in Glasgow, and my mate Matthew, he went there, and next door to this is I think this sort of based right next door to Tennant's Brewery. Right next door to them. So let's crack it open, like you do. I think I might just pour it straight in and see how it behaves. Yeah, more or less how it behaves. So as you can see, it's very pale looking for an IPA, I think. Creamy head to it. So, you know, if this was what IPAs used to look like back in the 80s and the 70s, then I'm in for a treat, boys and girls. A little bit of cloud has gone in it. There we go. So, this is, according to them, quite overtly bitter and very much of an old school experience. So, beer in a glass, as you can see, slight haziness to this, a steady medium flow of carbonation going up to a thick two-finger creamy white head. The aroma, you get the pine for me. It's a piney aroma straight away. It's not holding back where that's concerned. Little bit of hints of fruit there, but not a lot. I'm going to go in. So cheers, Matthew, mate. Cheers. Mouthfeel, it's quite hard of a mouthfeel. To be honest, I've had more bitter beers. I'll be honest. Maybe it's just me because I've had a lot of beer over the years. You tend to get used to overtly bitter beers. There's a pine feel in that and a lemon feel, but it is absolutely nice. It is a nice beer. Very nice. It makes your mouth juice up as well. It's got this kind of opal fruits starburst now. Opal fruits back then effect in making your mouth water. I have to say, you know, if this is based on a retro recipe or a recipe from, you know, 20 years ago, you know, why bother with craft beer now? Because this is actually pretty good. I'm going to go. It's just really, really kind of like steady. Juicy notes, orange, lemon, pine. Body of the beer is not heavy. It's 5.2. Is it? Yep. Just checking. Doesn't feel like 5.2. It just feels like a nice, steady IPA, which I would gladly buy again. I really would. I think they've done a good job on it. As it's based on beers from, well, not long ago, well, part of my youth. I'm trying to think, because obviously I didn't drink in the 80s or 70s. I was too young. I mean, because my parents drank lager, and a lot of my friends' parents drank lager, you didn't really take any notice of the beer at the time. So I can't really comment, you know, what was about back then. I would imagine, though, you know, your Green Kings and that would have been, you know, there'd be breweries back then which don't exist now anyway. But overall, I have to say, it's a pretty decent drop. Boys and girls, Drygate Gladeye IPA, Retro India Pale Ale. Really nice. Now get inside that DeLorean and get back to the 70s and 80s. See you in the next one.